Hi YouTube, how are you doing? I'm doing okay. I've had some strange hours this last 24 hours. There might be some interruptions. If there is, I'll work through them either way. But I'm going to talk about being around chaos and how it lowers our vibrations and can actually disrupt our lives and our days. If, say, like if you're dealing with people who have chaotic things going on in their life, and being careful not to attach yourself to their energy. Um, if you understand what I mean, like say if it's whether in a counseling situation, if you're a counselor and somebody's telling you their issues in life, their mishaps, maybe even things with their spouses or children or parents, or and things aren't so pleasant, you have to learn how to distance yourself and control your emotions within that situation so you're not drawn into their chaos and that lower vibration. So you could be having a perfectly good day um, and get around the wrong people. And the next thing you know, you're upset, you're depressed. You might even be self sabotaging. I think I'm watching somebody going through that type of thing right now where they're actually have so much chaos in their life and so much upset that they're actually sabotaging what would be best for them in their own lives. And I don't know if they can even see um, the difference between good or bad within that type of situation when you're in chaos and you have everybody in that um, heightened state of depression and upset and that type of thing. It rubs off on you. So limiting your time or my time with people that are going through extreme things, maybe um, emotional or mental health or um, family accidents, issues, deaths, whatever, those types of things that will lower our vibrations and reflect on us and how we perform through our lives for ourselves, you know. And that's one thing, too. Um, like a narcissist, they're going to try and regulate their miserable lives by trying to dim your light. Like if you're having a happy day and they're not, they want to make sure you're not either. They feel justified in that because you're theirs, whatever role you play in their life, whether it's friend or relative or whatever. They feel entitled to push their dark energy down your throat because that's how they survive. It makes them, it literally gives them fuel, like they're some kind of superhero because they were able to try and diminish you. But if it doesn't work for them, they don't get the fuel they need, and then they kind of spiral, you know, I've noticed. So, yeah, I'm just gonna chat here with you for a while, and my pump might come on, the water pump. It might. There be a little noise, and I know that the audio will adjust itself. Just like me, I've been adjusting myself from some weird things going on around me. But I have a sense that there's somebody that watches me that has somebody in their household that, well, probably more than one, that draws supply off of your energy, your ongoing drive. You have a drive to succeed and say, like, whatever you're doing through that day. I know people that have sat around me while I'm busy and I'm doing things constructive or learning a new language or playing music on my guitar or playing music on the radio or whatever my goals are, cleaning the house. If they can disrupt what, I'm not saying like Doug in particular, I'm saying people that I have been around that don't do constructive things in their life, so they don't care if you get what you want to get done. They could care less. In fact, they'll make it even harder for you to accomplish whatever it is that you want to accomplish because that's not their goals. They don't have any. So if they can, okay, just a minute here. It'll be a minute. I'll just make some faces at you for a moment. Just a minute, okay? How about another face? We're like this, and there, you know. It's true. Did you ever get up in the morning and you're like, "Good morning, world," you know? And they're all, you know, that type of stuff. Oh, I could be better. Yeah, really? Would you please? Because I'm sure getting sick of you not being better, but pretending you are, you know? That's what that makes me feel like. So just just one more minute here too. Yeah, sorry about that, but it can't be helped. I'm in the room where my pump is because this is my sanctuary. Oh, might be a little longer than what I thought. Sorry again about that, guys, but it's usually only about a minute and a half at tops. But I didn't tell Doug I was making a video, so he's using the water. And if he needs to, he needs to. That's just the way it is. You know, I can't help it. So, cheers. It'll stop here in a moment. But yeah, um, I think we all know people that live in chaos. They don't thrive in it, but they live in it, and their um, it's normal to them to create trauma and drama where there wasn't any, you know. So I got called sneaky by somebody. No, I don't sneak. I do stuff up front. If I'm going to do something, I'm probably going to tell you what I'm going to do before I do it. That is how straightforward I am. So if I'm going to do something to you, rest assured you'll know that I'm not going to say I didn't do anything. I'm going to actually tell you I'm going to. excuse me. And then when I do, you won't be surprised. So keep pushing me when I don't deserve it, and I most likely will actually do something I intend to do entirely on purpose. Because when I'm accused of doing things that I don't do, and my intentions are twisted to suit somebody else's chaotic mindset, I'm going to um, either distance myself, which is if that's the goal of the person trying to put me on a lower vibration, then distancing myself isn't really a hurtful or a painful thing. It's self preservation, and I don't guilt trip myself about it. Doesn't matter if it's friends or family or who they are. Um, I don't go down there with them, you know. And not every conversation I've found needs a response. Sometimes you just got to let people think and do what they want concerning you and let it go, you know. It, like to argue with somebody. Say if you have a kid that manipulates you and they want to use like something you've said and twist it, and then or a spouse, whoever, people do these things. It's called word salad and gaslighting. Um, it's uh, they derive a strength from it. They're feeling low, and they actually do want you to engage in a conversation that is nonsense. It's chaotic. Um, they're not stable, obviously. So, um, yeah. So anyway, yeah, like I said, I'm going through some stuff, and I know that there's too many of you out there going through similar things, and these people will try to use your emotions against you, especially if it is family. Friends don't have a in like a in on your emotional feelings as easy as a family member would, But I think all of us have that one relative that you just can't spend a lot of time around because you don't feel good when you're around them. They actually drain your energy. And, like, if you're not happy when you get through with a connection with a person, like spending time with them, if they don't leave you with a good feeling in your heart when you're done engaging with them, you have to learn to distance yourself from that type of thing, because that's, especially if they've done it over and over again, it's a pattern. It's one of the dark tetrad. It's psychopic. It falls under one of the tetrads. That they're either um, uh, psychopath, schizophrenic, borderline, or narcissism slash sadism, you know. And there are traits that these people do that are documented that these types of people do in masses. I mean, it's not just one person. This is documentation of the human mind, how it works, and the people, what the type of things they do when they have these illnesses. So, and we can't fix everybody. First, they have to recognize that they have a problem. If they're not even willing to recognize that their behaviors and language and the way they treat other people um, when they can get away with it is causing a problem within their lives and other people's lives. If they can't help themselves, then you have to learn how to make boundaries and decide what those boundaries are. Do you limit your time talking and interacting with these people, or um, cut them off completely? I mean, if somebody wants to cut me off completely because they think I'm a bad person, I would welcome that because you don't belong in my life. And whether or not you think I'm good or bad, at that point, I don't care because nothing's going to crush my spirit ever. And I'll attract the people that with the same mindset as me. I'm not going to worry about somebody that doesn't value me as much as I value myself, no matter who they are. If you let somebody, because you love them or care about them, change or alter the way you think or what you're going to do in your life or how you're going to respond, you just gave your control of your humanness to another person that actually doesn't even care about you. I'm not willing to do that at all. I don't know about you, but yeah, it doesn't sit right with me. So, anyway, yeah. Oh, it's such another beautiful day here, like 40 some degrees. We could be sub-zero in my state right now. That's it. It's typical. Whether we have snow or frozenness in February and March going into April. Um, it varies every year depending on El Nino and La Ninas, which the weather reporters rarely touch on because they want to play this uh, pretend like the earth doesn't change or that the jet streams and the ocean currents don't play a part in the cycle of the world and its atmosphere. So let them play their games and just know that we have these cycles on this planet and it's an actual real thing that so-called scientists are going to use for their advantage so they can um, implement their dark cabal agendas the way they want to do it. But they're going to have some surprises coming up here. Things aren't going to work out for them like they want them to. So it starts at home. It starts right here with me. For myself, nobody's going to alter my mode of thinking ever, ever. You'll never make me feel bad about myself because you feel bad about yourself. You can try. It's like somebody, they've been like jailed, they've been violent with people, and they've been known liars, they're full of chaos, everything else. Then they come up to you and they're like, you're really not a good person. Or you're sneaky. Yeah, that's it. Right, right. So, yeah, just be careful because it's manipulation. It doesn't matter. Whatever, um, uh, however they want to try and paint you with their brush, you know. And yeah, that's an old saying that's been around for a while, but um, yeah, if I let other people and what they thought about me conduct my life like you're going to what somebody thinks about me is going to gauge how I treat myself or what I think about myself. I don't care what people think. I really don't. If I did, I would be depressed. I would probably be not wanting to live, but that's not the case. So, but if another person has that much control over you, like say if they say something mean to you or something bad or they treat you poorly, you can do several things, but one thing you can do is go crawl in the corner and cry. Okay, then you just lowered your vibration to where they want you to be. Or you can go and do something stupid or act out or whatever. They just got control over your mind and your emotions. And if somebody's able to do that to you, they've won, you know? Like if you're around an argumentative person, let them say what they want to say, you know? The best thing you can do is distance yourself from, if somebody undervalues you, cut them off. Especially, like I say, if you're the type of person that you're creative and you actually do things in your life, and you're around people that are not like that, it's like, what have you ever built? What have you ever done? What do you actually do that's constructive for yourself or other people at all? And if you're dealing with somebody where that list is minimal, they're going to try and drag you down to where they are. I'm not going there for nobody. So I'll get rid of it. They can pretend they're throwing me away, but it's their lack of moral standing that puts them in that lower position. I didn't do anything to anybody, and I never will. But if you can't rise to the occasion of what moral virtues are, you can pretend you're throwing me away, but you're just sabotaging yourself. I'm not willing to go there with you. So if you're around people like that, set your boundaries, and they can try and guilt trip you, and they can try and say things like, if you loved me more, or you should do this, or you should do that. You could do everything in the world for people. And if they're not willing to rise to the occasion, they're going to find any little fault that they can perceive, pretend, whatever makes them feel better about themselves. Don't get dragged down into the quagmire with them. Just keep being you, keep shining, you know, even through the pain. Yeah, it gets painful, especially when you want people to value you, but you can't force them. So, yeah. And I wouldn't want to. I want people to feel about me how they naturally feel. Love me, hate me, I don't care. But the truth is always best. So if you know somebody doesn't really respect you or care about you like you want them to, or what you feel you deserve, that is your determination about yourself. Like I say, if you give somebody else control over your emotions, you've you've already failed what to be human and sovereign on yourself actually is. Imagine a world where we crumbled every time somebody didn't like us. You know, like you couldn't even get out of bed the next day because your best friend said they no longer like you, you know. What type of world would we live in if we didn't have strong people that said, well, then I'm going to try and find some friends that actually do like me, have a nice life, you know? Same with family. I mean, you can't actually replace a family member, but you can see, um, say, if it's somebody the same age as your child, you can see value in other people and get joy out of that. In fact, I have friends that are the age of my sons. Their mothers were like off. But we can get together and we can talk as friends because they understand that within any given family, there's different ages of people that are either abused or they're the abusers. And so when you find your tribe of people that know you're on that same wavelength, that same frequency, and you're there mentally, stability, you know, and you've encountered um, the chaotic group, the lower vibrational, that's what they thrive on, that type of control. Um, just put them on the back burner. It's like a teapot. Yeah, you're there in case I need a little warm up with my tea bag. I don't drink tea. I'm allergic to it. Unless it's like strawberry or whatever, but like black and green tea, can't have it. But I like black tea. I like orange pico. That's good stuff. And I like Earl Grey. So I do like teas. It's just I can't have them. But yeah, but anyway, just put them on the back burner like your teapot. It's there in case you need a warm up, but you don't necessarily have to um, have tea. You can have a cup of coffee instead. Leave that old teapot back there, you know. Besides, if you live in a warmer climate and you have a teapot on the stove, they're hard to clean and there's bacteria in there. Um, yeah, they are the design of them. Well, unless it's like I have one that's like a China one, um, different ones that the top comes off completely. Or I do have a metal one too where the top flips, you know, and there's what they call Allen screws. They're a little square set screw that does come apart, but you have to disassemble the whole thing in order to clean it properly. So just a word to the wise, if you have a teapot, you might want to look into really cleaning that thing. Oh, I don't know. I don't trust them. Even if you warm up the water, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I went from psychopaths to teapots. Wow. So, anyway. Yeah, you have to too be careful when you're dealing with people that live in chaotic lives. I think sometimes they might not only do they undervalue themselves, but they're going to naturally undervalue other people too because they're not coming from a place of peace or stability. They're coming from chaos and um, hard times and different things that they want to project onto you. You know, they can only look at you and perceive you from their perspective. So um, it's probably going to be a lesser relationship than what you'd want. if you're involved with people that are in that type of mindset, it's not going to be a stable relationship unless they're stable themselves. Um, there's no way you can't really communicate with somebody if they're undervaluing un, blah 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 if they're undervaluing you, they are coming from a place of dark pain, and it is trauma based mostly, and chaos, or could be physical handicaps too. Will alter a person's mind because mental and the physical work hand in hand, or well balanced. They should, you know. So I've learned through the years to distance my emotions, and being raised in a family that wasn't my blood, and not really having anybody that I felt close to like that. I'm You're never going to break me with the I might not need you type of feeling, because I've already lived that life my entire life. So that type of attitude isn't going to work with me. Um, it just won't. You won't break me. And I'll still be playing music and being happy no matter what, because I'm not responsible for another human being's adult life. They are. And like I say, if you're dealing with people that have a criminal record and a mindset like that, and then they try and paint you like you're the criminal, or you're kind of a underhanded human being or whatever, then you need to find other people in your life that are um, more stable than that, because they're not going to value you. They don't even value themselves, you know. So, yeah, it's sad, but that's just the way it is. Some people, not everybody's going to like us, and it could be our own family or people we're close to. So it's just called setting boundaries, and let them pretend they're setting the boundaries because they didn't like you to begin with. So if they threaten you with lessening, they're like they're not going to grace you with their presence or whatever, like being around you, or threaten like um or treat you like you're not worthy of their time or whatever it is. Let them play their little games. Let them do what they're going to do, because nothing you say or do is going to change any of this. They are who they are. They think of us how they think of us, and there's nothing we can do about it. You just have to keep your vibration up there so you don't go down there with them, because then you have two people that are unstable, you know. So, yeah, well, I'm going to get this uploaded. I just want to talk about that. Like I say, I know there's other people going through this. I mean, okay, I know when I'm watching somebody and they're talking about somebody right in the room with them that may even like smell bad or whatever it is, I hear you. I totally understand what you said, and I get it. And if you're when you're dealing with these people like that, there's a reason why even cruel people have a sour odor to them. They really do. It's like a death fragrance, you know, serious. So, well, I'm going to get this uploaded. I appreciate you joining me. Have a really good night or day wherever you're at. Peace and love from Pine City, Minnesota, USA. Don't let them steal your peace. That's what chaos loves.